During the party, I saw my girlfriend's boss holding something and handing it to her. When I asked about it, she suddenly yelled at me in front of everyone and said, "I'm not obligated to answer every question." I didn't say anything and immediately left the party. That evening, a message from her best friend completely shocked me. "I'm Tyler. I'm 29, been working as a commercial real estate analyst for the past 5 years. Decent money, stable life, nothing flashy. I met Lauren 3 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was a marketing coordinator at a mid-sized tech firm downtown, ambitious, driven, always talking about climbing the corporate ladder. We clicked instantly. She was smart, confident, had this energy that made you want to be around her. We moved in together after a year and a half. Everything felt right, until it didn't. The night that changed everything was April 12th, a Friday. Lauren's company was throwing this anniversary celebration at some upscale venue in the financial district. She'd been talking about it for weeks, mentioned how important it was for her career, how all the executives would be there. Her boss, Cameron, this guy in his early 40s, successful, charming in that corporate way, was hosting. She wanted me there. Said it would look good, having her boyfriend at her side. I showed up around 7. The place was packed, all polished wood and dim lighting, waiters circulating with champagne. Lauren looked incredible in this navy dress, hair done up. She introduced me to a few coworkers, made small talk. I was nursing a beer near the bar when I saw it happen. Cameron walked up to Lauren near the buffet table. They were standing close, talking, smiling. Then he reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small box, black velvet, jewelry-sized. He handed it to her. She took it, opened it briefly, smiled wide, then quickly closed it and slipped it into her purse. The whole exchange took maybe 15 seconds, but something about it felt off. Too intimate. Too secretive. I walked over. "Hey, what was that?" Lauren's face changed instantly. Her smile vanished. "What was what?" "The box. What did Cameron just give you?" She glanced around, noticed a few people looking our way. Her voice dropped, but there was an edge to it. "Tyler, not now. I'm just asking. It looked like jewelry or something." Her eyes went cold. She stepped closer, lowered her voice even more, but it was sharp, cutting. "I'm not obligated to answer every question you ask me, Tyler. Jesus, can you not do this here?" A couple of her coworkers had stopped talking. They were watching. I felt my face get hot, that mix of embarrassment and anger rising in my chest. I didn't argue, didn't make a scene. I just set my beer down on the nearest table, turned around, and walked straight out of that venue. The drive home was a blur. I kept replaying it in my head. The way she looked at him, the way she hid the box, the way she snapped at me like I was some jealous idiot. By the time I got back to our apartment, I was pacing, trying to calm down, trying to make sense of it. I kept telling myself maybe I overreacted. Maybe it was just a company gift, a bonus, something innocent. But the more I thought about it, the less sense that made. Why hide it? Why get so defensive? Around 10:30 p.m., my phone buzzed. A text from Brooke, Lauren's best friend since college. Brooke and I had always gotten along. She was blunt, honest, didn't play games. We'd hung out plenty of times, the three of us together, and she'd always been cool with me. The message said, "Tyler, we need to talk. Call me when you can. It's about Lauren." My stomach dropped. I stared at those words for what felt like forever. Every worst-case scenario ran through my mind. I called her immediately. She picked up on the second ring. "Tyler, hey. Listen, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Lauren's been seeing Cameron. Like seeing him. For months." I sat down on the couch. My hands were shaking. The room felt like it was spinning. "What do you mean, seeing him?" "They're having an affair. I found out 2 weeks ago. I was over at her office after work one day, waiting for her to finish up so we could grab dinner. I saw them through the glass conference room. They were kissing. When I confronted her about it, she broke down, told me everything. She begged me not to say anything, said she'd end it, said she was confused. But tonight, after what happened at the party, after the way she treated you in front of everyone, I can't keep quiet anymore. You deserve to know." I couldn't speak. My brain was trying to process the words, but they felt surreal, like I was watching this happen to someone else. "How long?" She said 4 months. Maybe longer. She wasn't entirely clear. For months. A third of a year. All those late nights at the office. All those weekend team meetings. I'd been so fucking stupid. Brooke continued, her voice softer now, almost apologetic. "I'm so sorry, Tyler. I know this is fucked up. I debated telling you 100 times over the past 2 weeks. But I thought maybe she'd actually end it. I wanted to give her a chance to do the right thing. But after tonight, she's not going to. She's in too deep." I thanked her, Told her I appreciated her telling me. My voice sounded hollow, robotic. I hung up and just sat there in the dark, my phone still in my hand. I don't know how long I stayed like that. Could have been 10 minutes. Could have been an hour. Update 1. Lauren came home around midnight. I heard her keys in the door, heard her heels click across the hardwood. She walked into the living room, saw me sitting there with the lights off. Tyler? What are you doing? Why are you sitting in the dark? I turned on the lamp beside me. The sudden light made her squint. Brooke called me. Her face went white, like all the blood drained out of it in an instant. What did she say? She told me everything. About you and Cameron. For a moment, she just stood there, frozen. Then she dropped her purse on the floor and ran her hands through her hair. Her perfectly styled hair from the party was already coming loose. Tyler, it's not. Don't lie to me anymore. She sat down on the armchair across from me, wouldn't look me in the eye. Her hands were trembling. It just happened. It wasn't planned. We were working late one night. Things just happened. How long? She hesitated. I could see her calculating, trying to figure out how much truth to give me. For months. For months. Brooke was right. A third of a year. My chest felt tight, like I couldn't get enough air. Was that jewelry he gave you tonight? She nodded slowly. A bracelet. White gold. It was. He said it was for my hard work on the Anderson campaign. Bullshit. That's bullshit, and you know it. Tyler. Jesus Christ, Lauren. In front of me? In front of everyone? You let him give you jewelry at a company party while I was standing 50 feet away. He didn't know you saw. I didn't think. You didn't think I'd notice? You didn't think it would matter? She started crying. I was going to end it. I swear. I was going to tell you everything. I just didn't know how. I didn't know when. Every time I tried to bring it up, I chickened out. I stood up. My legs felt shaky, but I needed to move. I couldn't sit there anymore. I want you out. Pack your stuff. Go stay with Brooke. Go stay with Cameron for all I care. Just not here. She looked up at me, mascara running down her face in black streaks. Tyler, please. We can work through this. I love you. I made a mistake, but I love you. You love me? You've been fucking your boss for 4 months, and you love me? Do you even hear yourself? She flinched like I'd slapped her. I'd never raised my voice at her like that before. In 3 years, we'd barely fought. A few disagreements about money, about her working too much, but nothing serious. Nothing like this. Get out, Lauren. I'm serious. I can't even look at you right now. She grabbed her purse, walked into the bedroom. I heard drawers opening, the closet door sliding. She came back out 10 minutes later with an overnight bag and her laptop case. She stopped at the door, turned back toward me. I'm sorry. I really am. I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't respond. Couldn't. She left. I sat back down on the couch and stared at the wall until sunrise. Update 2. The next morning, Saturday, I called in sick to work. I'd already taken the day off mentally. I couldn't think straight. My phone kept buzzing. Texts from Lauren, calls from her number that I ignored. Around noon, I got a message from an unknown number. This is Cameron. We need to talk. Meet me at Riverside Coffee at 3 p.m. Come alone. I stared at the message for a solid minute. The audacity. The fucking nerve of this guy. He sleeps with my girlfriend for months, gives her jewelry in front of me, and now he wants to talk? But I went. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted answers. Maybe I wanted to punch him in the face. Maybe I wanted to see if he'd actually have the balls to show up. Maybe both. I got there at 2:50. Riverside Coffee was this trendy spot downtown, all exposed brick and reclaimed wood tables. Cameron was already sitting at a corner table, 2 coffees in front of him. He stood up when he saw me, extended his hand. I didn't take it. Tyler, thanks for coming. What do you want? He gestured to the chair across from him. I sat down, arms crossed. I wasn't going to make this easy for him. Cameron leaned back, calm, collected, like this was a business meeting. Like we were discussing quarterly projections. Look, I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But I wanted to talk to you man to man. Man to man. You've been sleeping with my girlfriend for 4 months. That's not man to man. That's coward to idiot. His jaw tightened slightly, but he kept his composure. I know, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. What happened between Lauren and me? It was mutual. It was complicated. Complicated? You're her boss. You have power over her career, her salary, her future. You think that's mutual? You think that's equal? His expression shifted. For the first time, he looked uncomfortable. I never coerced her. Never. She came to me. She initiated it. Why are you telling me this? Why did you drag me here? He paused, took a sip of his coffee, set it down carefully. Because I care about her. And I think you should know the truth before you make any decisions. The truth about what? She's pregnant. My vision blurred for a second. The coffee shop noise, the hissing espresso machine, the conversation at the next table, all faded into white noise. What? She found out 3 days ago. Wednesday. She hasn't told you yet because she doesn't know what to do. She's terrified. Is it mine or yours? Cameron looked down at his cup. Wouldn't meet my eyes. She doesn't know? The timing. It could be either of you. I stood up so fast my chair scraped loudly across the floor. People turned to look. A woman with a laptop shot me an annoyed glance. I leaned over the table, my voice low but shaking with rage. Stay the fuck away from me. Stay away from her. If I see you again, I won't be responsible for what I do. Do you understand me? He nodded slowly. Didn't argue. I walked out, pushed through the door so hard it slammed against the wall. I made it halfway to my car before I had to stop, lean against a brick wall, and try to breathe. My hands were shaking. My whole body was shaking. Update 3: I didn't hear from Lauren for 2 days. I spent that time in a haze, called out sick Monday too, barely ate, barely slept. I alternated between rage and numbness. Sunday night, I drank half a bottle of bourbon and passed out on the couch. Monday I just stared at the TV without watching anything. On Monday afternoon, around 4, she finally called. Tyler, please. We need to talk. In person. I already talked to Cameron. There was a long silence on the other end. I could hear her breathing, uneven. He told you? Yeah, he told me. Can I come over? Please? I need to explain. Against my better judgment, against every instinct screaming at me to hang up, I said yes. She showed up an hour later, looking exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, wearing sweatpants and one of my old college hoodies. She looked like she hadn't slept either. We sat in the living room, the same place we'd had the fight 3 nights before. I should have told you, she said quietly, staring at her hands. I should have told you the second I found out. Maybe 7. They can't say exactly until the first ultrasound. I did the math in my head. 6 weeks ago was late February, early March. We were still having sex regularly then. So was she and Cameron, apparently. Are you keeping it? She looked at me, tears already forming, threatening to spill over. I don't know. I don't know anything right now. I can't think straight. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm a fucking mess, Tyler. Whose is it? I don't know, Tyler. I won't know until after it's born. If I even go through with it. Did he put you up to this? The affair? Any of it? No. God, no. He didn't even know I was with you at first. I never mentioned you at work. Never wore my ring. She stopped. We weren't engaged. She meant the promise ring I'd given her last Christmas. By the time he found out, we were already. Already what? Already in love. She shook her head violently. It wasn't love. It was stupid. It was selfish and stupid, and I hate myself for it. I got caught up in the attention, the excitement. He made me feel important at work, like I mattered, like I was more than just another coordinator. And I know that's not an excuse. I know I fucked up in every way possible. So what do you want from me? I want to know if there's any chance we can fix this. Any chance at all. I laughed. Not because anything was funny, but because the question was so absurd it was almost surreal. Fix this. Lauren, you cheated on me for months. You got pregnant and don't even know who the father is. How the hell do you fix that? I don't know, but I still love you. I know that sounds insane, but I do. I never stopped loving you. Not once. You don't love me. You love the idea of me. You love having a backup plan. You love having someone who pays half the rent and doesn't ask too many questions. She started sobbing. Full, body-shaking sobs. That's not true. That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? I let her cry for a minute. Part of me wanted to comfort her. Old habits die hard. But I stayed where I was. Finally, I spoke. Here's what's going to happen. You take a paternity test the second that baby's born. And if it's his, you walk away from me forever. You don't call. You don't text. You don't show up here. We're done. If it's mine, we'll talk. Maybe. I'm not promising anything. She nodded through her tears, wiping her face with the sleeve of my hoodie. Okay. That's fair. Final update: Lauren moved in with Brooke while we waited. Those 7.5 months were the longest of my life. Brooke kept me updated, said Lauren was miserable, barely functioning. Part of me felt bad. Most of me didn't. In early December, on a Wednesday morning, Lauren gave birth to a girl. Healthy, beautiful, perfect. Brooke texted me from the hospital. I went, not because I wanted to, but because I needed to know. Needed to see her. Needed closure, one way or another. The baby was tiny, wrapped in a pink blanket, sleeping in one of those plastic hospital bassinets. Lauren looked exhausted but relieved. She tried to smile when she saw me. She's beautiful, I said. And I meant it. Yeah, she is. We didn't talk much. There wasn't much to say. The paternity test was already ordered. We just had to wait. The results came back 2 weeks later, just before Christmas. Cameron was the father. I didn't cry when I found out. I didn't scream or punch a wall or do any of the dramatic things you see in movies. I just felt this strange sense of relief, like a weight I'd been carrying for months finally lifted. Like I could breathe again. I called Lauren, told her I was done, told her I hoped she and Cameron figured their shit out for the baby's sake. Told her the little girl deserved better than two parents who barely knew what they were doing. Then I blocked her number. Brooke reached out a few weeks after that, in late January. Told me Lauren and Cameron tried to make it work, but it fell apart within a month. Turns out he was married the whole time, had a wife and 2 teenage kids in the suburbs. His wife found out about the baby, filed for divorce, took him for everything. Cameron ended up broke, reputation destroyed, career in shambles. Lauren quit her job, couldn't handle the gossip, moved back in with her parents upstate somewhere. I sold the apartment in February, couldn't stand being there anymore. Too many memories. Moved across town into a smaller place, 1 bedroom, just me. Started fresh. Deleted social media. Hit the gym. Focused on work. Got a promotion in March. It took a long time to trust anyone again. Hell, I'm still working on it. I went on a few dates, nothing serious. But I'm better now. Happier. Lighter. I don't wake up angry anymore. Sometimes I think about that night at the party. How everything unraveled from one stupid moment, one stupid question. And I wonder if I'd stayed, if I'd kept my mouth shut and played along, how long the lie would have gone on. Months? Years? Would I have raised Cameron's kid thinking it was mine? But mostly, I just don't think about it anymore. Edit 1. A few people asked if I ever reached out to Cameron's wife. I thought about it, honestly. But by the time I found out he was married, she already knew everything. I figured she had enough to deal with. That's her battle, not mine. Edit 2. No, Lauren and I haven't spoken since that phone call in December. I don't plan on it. Brooke sends me updates sometimes, mostly just to let me know everyone's okay. I appreciate it, but I don't ask for details. Edit 3. Someone asked if I regret going to that party. Honestly, no. If I hadn't gone, I might still be in the dark. Better to know the truth, even if it hurts like hell.